Born after Planetfall, he says, his pace fast but steady. He doesn't look old enough to have been born on the ship, and there weren't any babies in their pods. Small mercies, I whisper, and thankfully he doesn't hear. When I glance at him to check whether he's looking pissed off at me, I see the sweat on his forehead and how white his lips are against the black of his beard. Are you sure he's alone? He looks at me like I'm an idiot. I checked that. But you didn't see him coming. I haven't checked on them for a long time, I thought. He doesn't finish the sentence, but the unspoken half lingers between us. We thought they were dead. We thought we had killed them. The urge to turn around and go home and tell everyone to fuck off until it's all over bears down on me. I can feel guilt and fear and 10,000 questions I've asked myself since Planetfall, rising up with the contents of my stomach, and I want all of it to stay deep down where it should be. We stick to the story, he says, with the firm edge in his voice that means he's made up his mind and it's not up for discussion. But he'll know what really happened. Stick to the story, Max says again, and I don't have anything else to say. There are too many unknown variables to make any useful predictions, and I try not to speculate these days. Let me do the talking, he adds. As if I wouldn't do that anyway. He's the ringmaster. He knows what to say to the crowd and to the latecomer without a ticket. I just maintain the rigging and make sure the tent doesn't collapse on us all. The sky is now the same deep blue as that of a Mediterranean summer, and when I look straight up and see a couple of clouds, I can almost believe I'm on Earth again, like my brain cannot help but return to its default setting. Ahead of us, the highest mountain nearby, dubbed Diamond Peak by the more romantic members of the colony, will soon be tipped by the sun rising over that exact point. They have a silhouette reminiscent of the Alps. It's only when I look at the details here, the way the seeds are shaped on the grasses we're walking through, the slight sparkle of the silicates in the soil beneath our feet that give it a magical quality, and the hard shells of unfamiliar creatures tucked between the stalks, that I remember we're so far from home. The stranger has sunk to his knees, the exhaustion setting in now that he knows we're coming to him. As we pick up the pace, he falls forward onto his hands, his black hair hanging straight. I can see his pack now. It's a basic design from the survival pattern folder on the local server of each of the Planetfall pods. It has a built-in water filtration mechanism and a more primitive version of the porous fabric we use on houses in the colony, designed to absorb water and push it, via an osmotic mechanism, to the internal filter. He's probably been living off dew and rainwater for the whole journey, and his own urine, if he had any sense in the dry spells. I have no idea what he would have done for food. There are gels designed to produce fast-growing fungi, but not enough packs to sustain such a trip. He's thin, and his clothes are worn and patched in several places. We knew their printers would fail, and without access to the cloud they had no way to run complex diagnostics. None of the people in that group were printer specialists, and so unlikely to have any specs or spare part patterns on their personal servers. The clothes he's wearing are basic survival patterns, designed to be durable and breathable, with a sensor net built into them designed to help the body's homeostatic system in adverse conditions. The built-in transmitter must have failed, otherwise it would have pinged our network when he was 5 kilometers away. Mac and I break into a run when he collapses, disappearing into the tall, reed-thin plants. While we run, I check the network to see who's awake, and whether there's any talk of Mac and me leaving the gate, but no one seems to have noticed. The sun is rising, and in a couple of hours the air will be teeming with insects. I don't have any protective clothing, nor repellents on me, and I wonder how this man survived without them. I half expect him to be dead by the time we get to him, but the pack is rising up and down, and his head is turned to the side. I think of the parasites and organisms in the dirt, only millimeters from his mouth and nose.